RV life seems like a dream, until your fridge dies, your awning takes flight, and your black tank turns into a full-blown biohazard. If you've ever stared at your control panel like it's written in ancient code, yeah, you're not alone. Today, we're breaking down dumb mistakes that can wreck your trip before it even starts. Let's get rolling. One of the costliest mistakes new RV owners make is forgetting to check overhead clearance. The damage from this oversight can be devastating. You're pulling into a gas station or drive-thru when your air conditioning unit or roof gets destroyed by a low canopy. Most RVs stand 10 to 13.5 feet tall, while many structures are under 12 feet high. One distracted moment can cost thousands in damage. Bridges aren't the only threat. Tree branches, tunnels, parking garages, and restaurant overhangs can all wreck your trip if you don't know your clearance height. The solution is straightforward but essential. Measure your RV from ground to its highest point, including AC units and rooftop equipment. Write this measurement in both feet and meters, then place it on a visible label near your windshield where you'll always see it. Invest in RV-specific GPS like RV Life app or Garmin RV models. These systems alert you to low-clearance hazards before you encounter them, giving you time to find alternate routes. This detail might seem minor, but forgetting your height just once can instantly end your adventure. Know your measurements and protect both your roof and your wallet. A few minutes of preparation prevents major headaches and expensive repairs down the road. One of the most embarrassing rookie RV mistakes is driving off while still connected to water, sewer, or electrical hookups. When you're juggling checkout times, kids, pets, and friendly neighbors, it's surprisingly easy to forget. The consequences are costly and messy. A forgotten sewer hose can leave a trail of black tank waste across the campground. Yanking your power cord under load risks damaging both your RV's electrical system and the campground's infrastructure, potentially causing fires or shorts. Even water hoses can rip fittings and flood connection bays. These aren't just embarrassing moments, they're expensive and dangerous. The solution is simple. Use a departure checklist. Pilots, truckers, and professional RVers rely on them because they work. Print a checklist, laminate it, and hang it near the driver's seat. Follow it every single time before departing. Develop a final walk-around habit. Step outside and verify slides are retracted, jacks are raised, compartments are closed, and nothing remains connected. Bonus tip: use brightly colored hoses and cords. They're harder to miss if accidentally left attached. This single mistake can ruin your trip and your campground reputation. Take 2 minutes to check properly every time. Your fellow campers will thank you. One of the fastest ways to destroy your RV's electrical system is plugging into a campground pedestal without checking voltage first. You park, connect your shore power cord, and assume everything's fine. But campground power isn't always safe, and it can fry your electronics in seconds. Faulty wiring, power surges, reversed polarity, or brownouts can devastate your air conditioner, refrigerator, microwave, converter, or entire electrical panel. Worse yet, insurance may not cover the damage. A surge protector, or EMS, electrical management system, isn't optional. It's essential equipment. Basic surge protectors guard against voltage spikes, but an EMS monitors for low voltage, high voltage, miswired pedestals, and frequency issues, cutting power before damage occurs. Before plugging in, connect your surge protector to the pedestal and check status lights. If something appears wrong, don't connect. Report issues to the campground office and request a different site. Quality units are available for both 30 amp and 50 amp rigs. Good models cost $250 to $350, but that's cheap compared to $3,000 in repair bills. Get a lock or cable for your surge protector. These valuable devices are theft targets. Don't risk your entire RV over a $300 investment. Always test power before connecting, because once damage occurs, it's irreversible. Overloading an RV is one of the most dangerous mistakes new owners make, and many don't realize they're doing it. You load clothes, food, tools, outdoor gear, full tanks, and maybe a motorcycle. Suddenly, you've exceeded weight limits, turning your RV into a rolling hazard. Every RV has a GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating, the maximum total weight including passengers, water, cargo, and fuel. The CCC, cargo carrying capacity, shows how much weight you can safely add. Exceeding these limits stresses tires, axles, suspension, and brakes, increasing risks of blowouts, loss of control, and catastrophic failure. Overloading can void warranties or invalidate insurance coverage if you crash. Start by reading your RV's weight labels. typically found inside cabinets or near the driver's seat. Pack only essentials and distribute weight evenly across both sides and axles. The crucial step: weigh your fully loaded RV at a CAT scale, found at truck stops for about $13. Compare results to your RV's limits. Monitor tongue weight and GCWR if towing additional vehicles. You might be legal solo but overloaded when towing. Consider upgrading to higher load-rated tires and installing a TPMS tire pressure monitoring system to monitor pressure drops from excess weight. Overloading ruins more than tires. It destroys trips and safety. Know your numbers and travel smart. One of the most costly RV mistakes isn't loud or obvious. It's silent and devastating. Roof leaks slowly destroy your investment while you remain unaware. New RVers often assume roofs are sealed for life, but constant exposure to UV rays, rain, hail, branches, temperature extremes, and road vibration gradually breaks down sealants, creating tiny cracks. These gaps may go unnoticed for months, but once water penetrates, destruction begins. Water intrusion causes delaminated walls, mold, rotted wood, electrical shorts, and soft spots in ceilings or floors. Unlike flat tires, this damage doesn't ruin just a weekend. It can total your entire RV. Inspect your roof every 90 days or before major trips. Safely climb up and examine all seams, edges, vents, skylights, antennas, and AC units. Look for cracked, peeling, or missing caulking. Reseal questionable areas immediately using Dicor self-leveling lap sealant for rubber or TPO roofs, or a Turnabond tape for serious repairs. Don't wait for the next rainstorm to discover problems. Always inspect after long-term storage, especially winter storage, before traveling again. If you're uncomfortable climbing, mobile RV technicians offer roof inspection services for minimal cost, cheap compared to water damage repairs. A few roof minutes could save thousands of dollars and preserve resale value. Don't let a $10 sealant tube become a $10,000 repair bill. Letting your RV's black tank get too full is a newbie mistake that always ends badly. The black tank holds human waste and toilet water, and when it overflows, sewage backs up into your RV. Overfilled black tanks cause toilet clogs, foul odors, leaks, and worst-case scenarios where sewage spills into your bathroom or underneath your rig. That's not just disgusting, it's a biohazard and health risk. First-timers often try stretching tank capacity by waiting too long to dump, especially while boondocking. But black tanks aren't designed to run full. Overfilling causes sensor malfunctions, compacted waste pyramids, and damage to seals or vents. Here's how to avoid this mess. Monitor tank levels regularly, but don't rely entirely on sensors. They're inaccurate when dirty. Dump when tanks reach 2/3 to 3/4 full. Always use RV-safe toilet paper that breaks down easily. Add tank treatments regularly to break down solids and control odors. After dumping, flush tanks with water to clear residual waste, especially at full hookup sites. Many RVs include black tank flush systems for this purpose. Never leave black tank valves open while hooked up. You need liquids to break down solids, or you'll create dried, hardened clogs. Take care of your black tank and it'll serve you well. Neglect it and face ankle-deep regret. Towing a travel trailer without a weight distribution hitch, WDH, puts you and other drivers at serious risk. This isn't about comfort, it's about control, braking, and safety. Without a proper WDH, trailer tongue weight pushes down your tow vehicle's rear, lifting the front end. This causes loose steering, increased braking distances, misaligned headlights, and dangerous trailer sway, especially in wind or when trucks pass. This creates white-knuckle driving conditions and potential disasters. Trailer sway causes many RV-related crashes, and once it starts, it's difficult to stop, especially if you panic and overcorrect. A weight distribution hitch redistributes trailer tongue weight evenly across all axles of both your truck and trailer. This levels your rig, improves handling, and provides better braking stability. Many WDH systems include built-in sway control, automatically correcting minor trailer movements before they become dangerous fishtails. When do you need one? If your trailer exceeds 5,000 pounds or tongue weight surpasses 10% of your tow vehicle's capacity, the answer is almost always yes. Don't rely on luck. Invest in quality WDH systems with sway control like Equalizer, Blue Ox, or Husky. They cost a few $100s but can save lives. Safe towing requires proper equipment. Skip this and you're gambling with your entire trip and highway safety. Many RV beginners think parking close enough is acceptable, but skipping proper leveling causes serious problems. RVs aren't cars. They contain systems requiring balance to function correctly. Start with your refrigerator. Most RV fridges, especially absorption models, must be level to work properly. Running off-level prevents cooling chemicals from circulating correctly, causing cooling failure or permanent damage to the unit. Comfort suffers too. Sleeping on slanted beds, cooking on tilted stoves, spilling coffee, and dealing with cabinet doors that won't stay open or closed makes camping miserable. Slide-out issues develop when extending slides while off-level. This stresses frames, motors, and rails, leading to poor seals, alignment problems, or mechanical failures over time. Here's how to level properly. Use leveling blocks or ramps under tires for side-to-side balance. Adjust tongue jacks or landing gear for front-to-back leveling. Place bubble levels or use built-in electronic systems to confirm stability. Once level, chalk wheels securely before entering or extending slides. Use small bubble levels on floors or countertops to double-check. Even expensive auto-leveling systems can be inaccurate. Skipping this step saves 5 minutes but could cost thousands later. Always level before settling in. Your refrigerator, comfort, and mechanical systems depend on it. Leaving your RV awning out during storms or strong winds is a classic rookie mistake that often ends in disaster. One sudden gust can turn your awning into a twisted, shredded mess. Or worse, rip it completely away, taking siding or roofing with it. Awnings aren't designed for high winds. Even 10 to 15 mile-per-hour gusts can catch them like sails. Storms roll in quickly, especially in the southwest or coastal areas, giving little reaction time. Once wind grabs your awning, it's too late. You can't safely retract it, and attempting to hold it down is dangerous. You'll lose the awning, damage your RV, or both. Follow this simple rule. If you're leaving your campsite, retract the awning. Even with clear skies, weather changes unpredictably. Retracting takes seconds and prevents thousands in repair costs. Additional tips: never leave awnings out overnight unless fully secured with clear forecasts. Use tie-down straps or deflappers for mild breezes, but don't trust them in real wind. Watch for storm signs, darkening skies, sudden gusts, or distant thunder. Damaged awnings aren't just inconvenient. They can rip off while driving or injure bystanders. Don't learn this lesson the hard way. If wind picks up, roll it in. If you're leaving, roll it in. When in doubt, roll it in. Using regular household extension cords to power your RV seems harmless. But this mistake leads to overheating, melted wires, electrical fires, and severe power system damage. Household extension cords can't handle RV electrical loads, especially when running power-hungry appliances like air conditioners, microwaves, or electric water heaters. Most residential cords handle 10 to 15 amps, while RVs require 30 or 50 amps depending on your setup. Plugging into undersized cords creates line resistance that builds heat. Heat melts insulation, damages outlets, and in extreme cases, starts fires inside cords or your rig. Beyond amperage, proper RV-rated cords feature thicker gauge wire to safely carry high loads over distances. They're better insulated, heat-resistant, built for outdoor use, and include locking connections preventing accidental disconnection. Here's what to do. Use only RV-rated cords, 30 amp or 50 amp matching your RV. If you need extensions, get heavy-duty RV extension cords 10 gauge or lower for 30 amp, 6 gauge or lower for 50 amp 50 amp. Avoid stacking multiple adapters. Each connection creates weak points. Add surge protectors or EMS units to protect electronics. One bad cord can destroy your entire electrical system or worse, your entire rig. Invest in proper cords and protect your RV from hidden electrical dangers. The extra cost prevents catastrophic damage. Ask new RVers about wheel bearing maintenance and you'll get blank stares. It's one of the most forgotten parts of RV upkeep until something goes catastrophically wrong. Wheel bearings are small, greased components allowing wheels to spin smoothly around axles. Over time, grease breaks down, heat builds up, and dirt and moisture infiltrate. Without regular cleaning and repacking, bearings overheat, seize, or fail completely while driving. The consequences? Blown hubs, damaged axles, or lost wheels. Best case, you're stranded roadside for hours. Worst case, dangerous highway accidents with thousands in damage. Service wheel bearings every 10,000 to 12,000 miles or annually, whichever comes first. Mountain driving, heavy towing, or off-roading requires more frequent checks. Proper maintenance involves removing hubs, cleaning old grease, inspecting bearings for wear or damage, repacking with high-temperature bearing grease, and reassembling with correct torque specifications. If this sounds too technical, RV service shops handle it for a few $100s. Compare that to tow trucks and axle replacements. It's a bargain. During wheel bearing service, inspect brakes too. Many RVs have drum brakes integrated into hubs, making it the perfect time to check for wear. Don't skip this maintenance. Just because wheel bearings are invisible doesn't make them less critical. Out of sight shouldn't mean out of mind, especially at highway speeds. The RV water heater seems like a set it and forget it system, but misuse, especially running it dry, quickly burns it out, causes expensive repairs, or creates fire hazards. RV water heaters like Suburban or Atwood models run on propane, electric, or both. If you accidentally turn on electric heating elements without water inside the tank, they overheat in seconds, literally burning themselves out. This isn't covered under warranty because it's classified as user error. New RVers often don't realize there are two separate switches, one inside for gas, another hidden outside on the water heater panel for electric. If you forget to fill your fresh water tank or don't open water lines before switching on, you're running the unit dry. Here's the correct process. Before turning on the water heater, ensure the water system is pressurized and flowing. Open a hot water tap and confirm water flows out. This means the tank is full. Know your switches. Most rigs have gas switches inside and electric switches on outside panels or control bays. Use gas for faster heating, electric on full hookups to save propane. If your water heater has bypass valves, ensure correct positioning after winterizing. Otherwise, tanks may not fill at all. Install simple on-off switch labels reminding yourself not to activate heaters until tanks are confirmed full. One oversight costs hundreds. Learn your system and protect your equipment. Leaving your RV unlocked, whether hitch, entry door, or storage bays, makes you an easy theft target. Thieves need only seconds to steal gear, or your entire rig. At campgrounds, rest stops, or gas stations, opportunistic thieves target unguarded or unsecured rigs. Trailers without hitch locks can be hooked up and stolen in minutes, especially smaller travel trailers. Many RV entry doors use universal keys, meaning other RVers might unknowingly have keys that work on your rig. The solution is simple but critical. Always use hitch locks, even at campgrounds. Choose heavy-duty models covering couplers completely and resisting bolt cutters. Add pin locks for tow balls or fifth-wheel kingpins. Lock entry doors and screen doors every time you leave, even for quick walks or showers. Thieves target RVs appearing empty or quiet. Use deadbolts or upgraded RV locks. Aftermarket models with custom keys or keypads offer better security than factory locks. Don't forget storage bays. Tools, batteries, and gear disappear fast. Lock compartments and avoid leaving valuables visible. When boondocking or parking overnight, consider wheel boots or chain locks for extra security and visual deterrence. Security isn't paranoia, it's smart. RV thefts happen, and many are preventable. Locking up is one of the easiest habits to form and can save you from losing everything. When RVing, your water source changes constantly. Campground spigots, dump stations, fairgrounds, truck stops, even random building hoses. Many newbies hook up and start drinking without considering safety. RV park water isn't always clean or safe. Some sites use untreated wells. Others have old plumbing with rust or bacteria buildup, and previous users may have left taps contaminated. Drinking unfiltered water can cause stomach issues and expose you to harmful bacteria, heavy metals, or parasites, especially dangerous for children, older adults, or those with sensitive systems. Stay safe with these steps. Always use inline water filters at campground hookups. These screw directly onto freshwater hoses, catching sediment, chlorine, and bacteria. Brands like Camco or Clear 2.0 are affordable and replaceable every few months. Sanitize freshwater tanks and plumbing lines every 3 to 6 months using diluted bleach solutions. This removes algae, bacteria, and biofilm buildup over time. For non-standard sources like fairgrounds or boondocking taps, use water testing kits or portable purifiers. Keep separate hoses labeled freshwater only to avoid cross-contamination. Never use black tank flush hoses for drinking water. When in doubt, use bottled water for drinking and cooking, especially in remote areas where water quality is questionable. A $20 filter and 20 minutes of sanitation keep water safe, tanks clean, and trips problem-free. RV life isn't about perfection. It's about learning and staying one step ahead. Share your biggest RV lesson in the comments. You might just save someone else's trip. And don't miss our next video. It dives into the hidden dangers most RVers don't even realize until it's too late. See you there.